Well, hello, family. This is another bedside update, day 26. And yeah, my buddy Richard got off his fast today. Buddy David started his fast today. He's going to finish with me these last 10 days. And overall, feeling fine. It's interesting. This camera doesn't show me that I've lost that much weight in the face, but I definitely have. I probably lost 20, 26 pounds, 27 pounds. And I was at 165, so I'm probably in the 130s. And it just, it reminds me of the bravery that it takes to enter into a healing process like this. And I'm saying this not to tout myself or to self-aggrandize, but just how I see it, that it requires an amount of courage to heal, and that's inclusive of the body, the mind, relationships. It's a step of powerful vulnerability that I've embarked on. And I would say the same goes for people who take meditation retreats, or people who go out into the wilderness for extended periods of time. These periods of abstinence, of refraining from what is normal to us in order to gain perspective and insight and heal, well, it's admirable. And I feel that for myself. A practice that has kind of spontaneously emerged for me is that at night when I'm meditating, I'll just start talking to myself as if I am my higher self. And I'm just saying things like, Bradley, you're doing so good. I know you're scared about X, about Y. You're nervous about this, but you're doing so good, Bradley. And no matter what, if that doesn't go the way you planned, I'll still love you. No matter what, I'm still gonna love you. There's actually nothing you can do, Bradley, that is going to bar me from loving you. And it's just this real gentle voice, and it sounds like my higher self or some aspect of myself that is much more wise. And yet it doesn't feel separate from me. It definitely feels like I'm consciously saying these things to me. And yet at the same time, it seems as if I'm saying it to someone else within me. And it's extremely comforting. And well, because during a process like this, a lot of things are coming up rapidly. And it gets pretty hectic at night. I'm not sleeping a lot. Thoughts are just buzzing. It's hard to focus at times. I'm basically just, my body is just dissolving in and out. And it's just very, very intense. Especially with, if you have meditative training before, and I've meditated thousands of hours, so I slip into these states fairly quickly, and it just gets bonkers intense. And I just start talking to myself and calming myself down, and it's such a remedy for the intensity. So, because, things like my future, I think about and worry at times. This lifestyle I've chosen isn't the most financially abundant. I'm definitely abundant in time, and I volunteer and give service a lot. However, I don't make an income really, at least very nominal, if that. Uh, People do donate to me sometimes, and I'm taken care of. I'm fed and things like this. But yeah, it comes to my mind, that worry of not being financially stable, or I haven't really thought of a partner. Is it usually another thing I'm thinking of? Like, am I gonna ever be in a partnership and find a woman to love and to share companionship with? That interestingly has not come up that much during this fast, um, nor has really any sexual feelings. But yeah, anyways, it takes bravery to embark on a process like this, and I would just advise anyone who's doing it to be extra gentle on yourself, because the ego is going to resist with persistence. That is undoubted, and it can come on strong. I mean, and if the ego is tied to things within the body, which I believe it totally is, it's connected likely to parasites, worms, and other foreign objects within the body, whether they're physical or energetic, likely both. Those things are being disrupted. I'm not feeding them like they're used to, and they could be dying. And in fact, I'm certain that they are dying. So they're putting up a fight, and they put up a fight at night, I'll tell you. Especially as the full moon's coming around, they stir. So yeah, just be aware of that, and be gentle. It's not necessary to embark on such an extended fast, or go on a 10-day meditation retreat or whatnot. However, I think it's worth embarking on that journey and starting to take steps in abstinence. I guess that's one of the themes is, a beginning stage for what I'm doing would be intermittent fasting, abstaining from food for X amount of hours during the day, and letting your body heal a little more, and experiencing hunger, the hunger that most people consider hunger, stomach pains, aches, rumblings, etc. That's not hunger, folks. That is definitely not hunger. That is a habit. And when that habit is not met, then your body starts going through detox symptoms and starts healing. In fact, I would say it's the opposite of hunger. Those rumblings and aches are saying, yeah, don't put anything in me right now. Right now is not the time. I'm going through some shit. And that's elucidated clearly by the rumblings and aches. But we've gotten it backwards and just keep adding more and more on top of our long laundry list of things to do as far as healing the body, which is directly correlated to the mind. You heal one, you're definitely healing the other. You start working on the mind, and you start making better decisions on the body, and you start working on the body, and your mind starts making better decisions, starts thinking better. It's circuitous, And so important to get at it from both angles. And why is it important? Say you love your life, everything's going fine. That's great, but you have no idea what it's like on the other side, of what it's like to feel more vital. You're operating from a reference point that is just in an arbitrary point of the line. It goes much farther than that point. And it's worth growing toward more vitality, toward more clarity and peace and harmony within, so that that is reflected without. Yeah, so baby steps. And to me, those are the big three: is the mind, the body, and the outside world, your relationships, your community, and how you are interacting with those three. And what decisions am I making for those three? And are those decisions effective for promoting the vitality and peace of my body, the vitality and peace of my mind, and the vitality and peace of my connections and relationships with others? So this requires some self-reflection. It's not something that can just be done by meditating or by fasting. It takes real self-reflection. And when I say self-reflection, I mean I'm talking to myself. I'm being honest with myself and being vulnerable with myself. And that's such a great thing that kind of dovetails into what I spoke about earlier. But just at night, when I'm going to sleep or lying down for the evening, just checking in, talking with Bradley, and having that conversation about the day, about my concerns. What could I have done better? What did I do good today? What was ineffective, what I did, and what was more effective? And what are some of my goals? And keeping those visions in line with my values, and thinking of those visions. Those visions that I have need to be cultivated and nursed, because underneath all of my values and beliefs, etc., there are deep subconscious values and beliefs that aren't always servicing me, and they're like the weeds that are always just trying to grow up around it, that I haven't quite uprooted yet. But by tending to those weeds in various ways and keeping my vision, in the forefront, like that's my fruit tree, right? I'm keeping the fruit tree clean and what's around it, and doing that as much as I can, within reason, every night is a good habit, an effective habit for me to cultivate. So, yeah. Overall, I'm still getting a sweetness drip in the back of my neck, and had some stomach things going on yesterday. Things are, gaseous, farting, bloating. Like things are moving in there, that's for sure. And it feels like the more water I drink, the more it starts moving. So I'm staying hydrated and just resting, man. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm almost at my 15-minute cap here. So that's my day 26, 25, and 24 update. 10 more days, folks. Or less than 10 days now. Much love to all of you. Good luck on your own journey. Stay strong.